What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sleazy here, and boy, I don't think the Pokemon birds are feeling so well right now. I've got some questions for them, like, where's that lawsuit that was going to shut Palworld down for air quotes stealing assets? It's been a year. They didn't even get a cease and desist, which, if you're not familiar, is a strongly worded letter trying to scare people off. But that didn't even come out, so I highly doubt there's going to be a lawsuit. What's making it even worse is, for some reason, Sony is teaming up with Palworld devs. And I say for some reason because we're going to get into the article. And I know there's a lot of speculation, so we'll go based on what they actually say. But I actually think it could turn into a nice little anime series, maybe a small little movie. It is Sony, so I have some worries about that. But it is the Japan segment, so maybe it might be good. But before we get into it, guys, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you check out the link in my description because, well, you could get some amazing Dragon's Treasure tea and use my discount code. There's, I don't want to say too many tea flavors. I'd say almost too many tea flavors. But the tea man does care. So he has flavors of tea for everybody, as well as any accessory you could ever use for making your tea, all the way up to teapots. And I don't know all the tea lingo. I just drink it because it tastes good and it's not sugary soda. But anyway, use my link in the description, use my promo code, get yourself a discount, and be a good person. And support the Tea Man, one of our guys. Now on to the video. So here we go. The developers of Palworld have signed a deal with Sony to expand their IP. Now, they say this deal is not a publishing deal with the Palworld video game or an acquisition, but rather an attempt to make the most of the game's huge popularity with non-video game products such as merchandise and music. I don't know about the music. I always turn the music down because I want to hear what's going on in the game. And I know some people absolutely love music, and they're going to give me tons of shit for this. But look, that's just what I do. I stream sometimes video games. And I like hearing the sounds that people have made for things. Now, I get that can add some ambiance. There's certain games that you would definitely want to have the music on, like horror games. But this is kind of an exploration game. So look, if you like the music, leave that in the comment section. I personally couldn't care any less. But let's keep going here. The newly formed business, headed up by Pocket Pair CEO Takura Mizobi, is responsible for global licensing and merchandising activities associated with Palworld. And if they can nail Sony for getting all their soft little plushies out to the Japanese women, they will sell like hotcakes. Oh my god. Hell, I think quite a few women in the West would buy some of these as well. Palworld was dubbed with Pokemon with Guns is a survival crafting game. Okay, we know what the game is. If you don't know, it's a survival crafting game. It's what Pokemon should have been, I think. I rather enjoy the game. I understood I paid early access for it and that it's not complete. But they have actually put out some significant updates if you haven't been paying attention. And well, the other one was just a couple weeks ago, and we could see where it went from about 20,000 people playing pretty much all the time to back up to 150,000 people. So it is something that people are interested in. You just have to give it time. I know everybody hates waiting for stuff, and early access is bullshit, but this is one of those games that even, I think a year later, they're still working on. And this isn't paid DLC. It is literally just completing the game, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So they go into some of the backstory. The player count has exceeded 25 million in a month. The player blah, 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 blah. In March, Mizobi confirmed Palworld cost less than $6.7 million to make and has made tens of billions of yen in profit. For context, 10 billion is around $67 million, which is actually absolutely fantastic for a, we'll just call it a indie Pokemon knockoff, but not really, but really. I can't say there aren't comparisons, but it is its own thing. All right, so here we go. Soon after Palworld's launch, Nintendo moved quickly to remove an eye-catching Pokemon mod. That itself was not related to the game at all. It was this is where it gets shady, and I'm actually going to criticize someone who made a mod. Normally, I won't. Normally, I complain about people not being able to make mods for games, but this one was shady at its core. So what this dude did is reskin and remodeled everything to be Pokemon. I'm going to assume that he just ripped assets from Pokemon games and threw them in there, and then put them behind his Patreon paywall. So he was essentially selling actual Pokemon behind a paywall to make money, and not something, hey, I just reskinned some assets, threw them out there, everybody have fun with it, upload them to your. I completely understand why his mod was attacked by Nintendo. I completely understand that. I'm not saying he did a good thing. It is funny, but don't put it behind a fucking paywall. Don't be that guy. All right. So then the Pokemon Company issued a statement. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to Pokemon. And here we are a year later, and there is no lawsuit against Palworld. And Nintendo is boy, are they a litigious company who will sue anybody for just about anything. So the fact that they're not suing Palworld is enough for me to say, yeah, it's different enough. But I'm kind of interested to see how Sony takes what they are getting from Palworld. I think an anime could be interesting. I don't know that there's necessarily enough of a story to do it. They could make a pretty decent story. The plushies for sure are coming out. I would put money on that if they're not already out. Look, I just play the game. That's all. I think plushies would do great. I think a movie would be kind of interesting. But I'd really like to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Would a Palworld, a Pokemon with guns, anime or movie interest you? Or would you be interested in buying plushies? You damn weirdos. But leave that in the comments section, guys. And while you're there, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, be easy like Sleazy.